What's the word, y'all? This is KTR _podcast, Know the Ropes podcast. You are now live and direct with Cinko, J-Bo, and Big Harv. How y'all doing today on this Tuesday? It's another day on the Tuesday.
I'm tired, but I'm up.
Oh, now you know how I feel now on the weekends when y'all want to do episodes before 9 a.m. So it's all good, though.
You made that call.
Right.
You made that early morning call. Ain't nobody else say that. But I'm
Big
good,
Harv.
man. I appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate
That's
it.
good.
No, we ain't gonna go into detail about it.
Yes,
Man.
but before we get started, our new episode with episode 8, be sure to go follow us on all social media platforms, KTR _podcast on Twitter and Instagram, Know the Ropes Podcast at Facebook and YouTube, Know the Ropes Podcast on every Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts. We're on everything, all that good stuff, every podcast platform you can name. Be sure to do that. Go like, follow, comment, subscribe, everything. But before we get started, I just want to make a very quick shout out. I told y'all I was going to do this, and it was going to happen. And within us being on Twitter for 1 month and 4 weeks, it happened. I just want to give a quick shout out and a thank you to Ref Aja Smith.
Ooh. This guy.
Thank you for making my day.
Man.
Thank you for making my money. I'll never forget
Good
September 7th, 2020. When Ref Aja Smith followed us on Twitter. Yes. That was a great day for me. I tell you, I was laying down, watching basketball since Raw was over. And next I see my phone light up. I'm like, okay. She liked one of my posts, not saying it's kind of normal. Yeah. Then next thing you know, it says follow. And I was like, hold on, let me go to Twitter real quick, see if it's real. Boy, when I said my heart dropped and I had to get my inhaler. Woo, I ain't touched my inhaler in years, but yesterday, it happened. Yes, quick. Thank you. I appreciate you. You are doing great. Okay, but anyway, we're
gonna follow your personal Twitter or the KTR Twitter.
The KTR Twitter.
Okay.
Yes, that's why I said we, not me.
Yeah.
I
mean, you happy? You the hype one. Thank you, Lady Ref. We appreciate you. This guy, he's got some other motives. Is what
No. I am a fan of
Ref. That's it. I'm a fan. Yeah. I'm a fan.
But anyway, moving on. Like I said, in the past 2 weeks, we do an episode every 2 weeks, and we have some stuff going on here and there. Have events pop up, this and that. But within those 2 weeks, we have the official Pro Wrestling Illustrated 500 released. And on that list, as we saw for this year, ranked number 1 was Jon Moxley, a.k.a. or formerly known as, you should say, Dean Ambrose of the WWE. Now it's with AEW as Jon Moxley. Now with that, mixed opinions about it because people want to be number 1 here and there. But I just want to ask my KTR family, the crew and everybody, how do you feel about Jon Moxley being number 1 on that list? J-Bo, we're going to start with you because I see it all on your face right now. We got to go with you first, man. Let's get it.
Man, okay, so it's no secret. I watch AEW when AEW comes on, even if NXT is on. I watch AEW. I've been following AEW for a while, even when they was doing rumors about, Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks coming up with their own show. And then now to see where they at is amazing. But for Jon Moxley, formerly Dean Ambrose, to be number 1 on Pro Wrestling Illustrated, I don't agree. Mainly because Adam Cole hit number 2. And Adam Cole is on NXT.
That hurt.
And even though I watch AEW, I feel that Adam Cole has done more than Dean Ambrose is.
Preach.
Personally, I think that, they're doing this as like PWI's publicity stunt to show that, this is PWI's first AEW number 1 guy and trying to make, a big deal out of it. I mean, Jon Moxley was never really one of my favorites, even when he was in the WWE. I mean, he's a hardcore wrestler who's a former WWE champion. That's pretty much his main slick. And then now that he's over in AEW, he's bringing his name over. And I'm not going to lie, when they announce his name, it's freaking amazing. But other than that, for him to be number one, I can think of people who is probably number 20, number 36, number 110 who should get that honor before him. So, no, I don't agree with it. I think, honestly, they're just doing it because he's the AEW champion, and it's the first time an AEW guy is number one. But, yeah, it wouldn't be my choice.
Big Harv.
I can see a lot of that to a degree. I am a Moxley mark, I would say. I was on dude back before Dean Ambrose. His promos were incredible to me, man. That's where Cinko, him and the entertainment, that he cut some entertaining promos. All right,
he was cool.
But I agree. I'm talking about pre WWE.
I know. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. I agree.
They killed his character a lot. I agree. He should not be number one. I can see him top 10. I'm not gonna lie. As far as character work, as far as what he's done in AEW, and I mean throwing in the fact that AEW is new, they have to throw some people in there. I'll even take that with a little grain. But they've had poor choices for number one before. I remember a few years ago, Roman Reigns was number one, and everybody was in an uproar. So I don't really know if it's too much of a stunt. It's a poor choice, though. It is a poor choice. He's not number one by any stretch. Love the guy, but he's not number one.
Yeah,
I do think it's a stunt though. Like especially like with like you mentioned with Roman Reigns. I mean, the only reason why he was number one was because they was pushing him hella hard around that time for him to be number one. Then on top of all that, with Dean Ambrose being the world champion of AEW right now, I guarantee you that if Chris Jericho was still the champion, he probably would have been number one.
Do you know where Chris Jericho was at on the list?
Where was he at on the list? I didn't even see it.
Number 3.
So
I feel like both 2 and 3 are both above. They should have both been above him. I agree. But I don't think that would have had to do with the fact that Chris Jericho was champ. Chris Jericho in ring hasn't been as captivating as he is in the past. Like, Rey Mysterio isn't as good as he used to be. But his character work combined with what he's able to do, the body of work he's able to put out every year is high quality. So he still deserves that spot. I feel like Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley deserves that top tier, but he does not deserve that top spot.
Yeah, definitely not number one. That's true.
Yeah, not number one at all.
No.
Yeah, Adam Cole definitely got snubbed on that one. He should have been number one, in my opinion.
No, you're right, Cinko. Yeah, I think he should have had number one. He had a great NXT World. He's the longest reigning NXT World Champion. Yes. He had great matches. He's a terrific heel. He for 2019 coming into the end of 2020, definitely should have got number one on that, in my opinion too. So I agree.
I can think of a few regular WWE guys that should have been up there before John. Really, hell, McIntyre had a hell of a year.
Yeah.
He was in top 10 though. He was top 10.
Yeah, top 10. But I'm saying like who should be up there above Moxley. He should definitely be above Moxley. Him by himself.
Cool. And with that, speaking of WWE. There's been a little bit of tension going on around there with the big boss man messing with people's pockets, So basically what happened was that WWE's chairman, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, gave a 30-day notice for people that are working with third parties to cancel them, stop it, just end it, And with that, we don't have a real specific on that right now, but, it's getting around a thing where because some wrestlers use like Cameo, some use Twitch, some have YouTube channels, like et cetera, like things of that nature, So like side things like to do, to make some money on the side, while they're not wrestling, especially during this time when there's a pandemic going on and there's not any house shows or live shows going on. So it's getting less pay. And your main money is coming from TV deals or Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. But with that being said, I feel like, me personally, that is wrong for you to be messing with employee money, especially with them being independent contractors at that, because with that, I have, experience with that and knowing how the independent contracting world works, with the entertainment industry that I work in with. But with that, so you're telling me as an independent worker that I can't do other independent stuff with other people, and make my own money on the side when I'm not getting money at all or as much as I should be making this year because of what's going on with this global pandemic, especially with that going on with the pandemic. I might, nope, scratch that. I still would understand if there wasn't a pandemic going on and house shows are going on because it's still tampering with my money. Because I got a family to take. Well, I don't have a family to take care of, but I got me to take care of. I love money, and so like you take some checks, there's a little tension right there. So how y'all feel about that? You know, because I know a bunch of superstars. You know, like AJ Styles, Adam Cole. You know, they got Twitch. Also Page 2 as well. You know, some got Cameo. I know a couple of superstars that got released got Cameo, but I can't name that. But I know a couple of superstars. I think Keith Lee did. You know, something like that. But how y'all feel about their third party deals getting terminated?
That's trash, man. That's definitely trash. I'm surprised. I honestly thought that Vince might have been taking something out of those checks. Like he gave them. That's just what I expect from Vince. Like I expect him to try to monetize every piece of time that they have. So I'm surprised that he wasn't taking nothing from him in the first place. But for him to cancel, free time is free time, man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't, and y'all don't give them insurance. There's so many things that WWE don't cover. They don't cover travel. You know, they're not traveling as much now, but still, like things like that should be covered by a company who has employees work for them for as long as WWE people work for them. That's trash.
They had
for
to
them
pay
to
their
take that
own
away.
rental cars. That's wild.
Yeah, they got to pay for travel, hotels, all
health
of that.
insurance, all
health. They got to pay for everything out of pocket.
Right.
That's insane to me. A lot of them get their own they tights and stuff. They
got custom make them themselves too. They got
to sell for that. So that's trash. Everybody's working on fixed incomes, especially obviously now WWE employees are working on fixed incomes because they can't do nothing else on the side. But you know, it's terrible that's how they're treating the employees right now. Really is.
It's no secret that employees for the WWE pretty much have to support themselves, even though they are being paid by the organization. They're still got to get support themselves, unless you're like super top line, like the Randy Ortons and the John Cenas.
Oh, he's set, man. Yeah. He got a jet now. He good.
Right, he got a jet. So if you're not top tier, then yeah, of course you got to support yourself. And I'll say this: I don't like it. I agree. You should not be messing with your contractors' money when all they're just trying to do is trying to get by. Sadly, however, from a business standpoint, I kind of get it. I was trying to look into it and try to see where, like Cinko said, there's not that much detail out on it. But I tried to get as much as I could. And so, like, a lot of the areas is where, WWE owns names. So I'll take, Sasha Banks for an example. So, like, with Sasha, she may go and do a cameo, do whatever as Sasha Banks. But her real name is Mercedes. Okay, so she goes out there and says, okay, well, my name, I'm camoing on Sasha Banks or whatever. Vince is saying, okay, well, the only reason why you're using Sasha Banks is because it's a name that I copyright. Where's my money? I want a part of that because that's a part of mine. So I can see where he's coming in like, okay, there's clearly money going in and I'm not getting a part of it. But at the same time, I don't like it because we're all in a situation where it's like, come on now, we all need to try to make it by here. So, yeah, I don't like it, but in a sense, I kind of get it. Is it wrong? Yes, but is that the way how Vince McMahon been handling business? Duh, that's how it's been for years. So
that's the only reason it makes sense is because it's Vince. That's the only way it makes sense because it's
right. Yeah, at the end, yeah.
To what you were saying, though, I mean, I feel you as far as their names being owned by WWE, but that's why, like I said, I expected Vince to be taking a percentage. But like, even if they changed their names to their real names and created, all these different pages and profiles, he'd probably still pull the same move. I don't think it really has as much to do with the fact that it's copyright because he could easily implement something where he gets a piece of that. I just feel like he don't like seeing other people. He really don't like seeing other people get money. That's all I see.
Yeah.
If it don't go in Vince's pocket, Vince he ain't for it at all. It's crazy.
Right. And you're right. And that goes back to the sense where you are, I know we're contracting, especially with Cinko, he mentioned he experiences with that. Yeah,
I'm technically a contractor as a driver. I'm technically an independent contractor. So yeah.
Right.
I feel all that.
So at the end of the day, Vince is probably looking at it. I don't care if you're a contractor, I don't care if you're an employee or whatever. If you are a superstar employee, whatever, under my likeness. And if you're getting money and I'm not getting it, and you are contract, whatever, under me, I need a part of that money. And so, that's where he's coming in. No, I don't like it. But at the same time, it's like, we got to see who we're talking about here. You know, we're talking about a man who is known for, as you mentioned, isn't paying insurance, isn't paying travel, pretty much ain't doing nothing for you but gives you a paycheck and say just do it.
Got them tight fists.
Yeah.
Hold it all. You ain't letting nothing go. But watch they delete them all, then they pop up later on with Sasha Banks WWE as the tag name. They back on it, and Vince getting a piece of it. What? Give it a couple months.
Yeah, we're gonna see how it is. Yeah, so basically with that, you know, we've been speaking about the WWE brand. We also spoke about, you know, a little bit AEW when we talked about the PWI 500. But with that being said, there's also another brand that does come on a weekly basis, and that is Impact Wrestling.
Impact Wrestling.
And so with Impact Wrestling, I'm not going to lie, I started heavily watching Impact Wrestling once we started this podcast, and I've been into it ever since. In the past, I'm not going to lie, I slept on it here and there. I will glance at it if it comes on, if I know it's come on in the week. But now we watch on a weekly basis, and our co-host J-Bo is the person that covers Impact Wrestling on a weekly basis on our Twitter at KTR_podcast on every Tuesday on a weekly basis, and he'll be on there tonight. So with that being said, let's try to figure out how can Impact get on the level as AEW and WWE. How can it start competing with them in like rating wise or, you know, showmanship, because they do have great wrestlers on there. Don't get me wrong, they have great talent on there. Shout out to Chris Bay, first of all. Yeah, get that out the way. But anyway, shout out to him. Make your shout out too real quick, Jay. I know you want to say something.
Yeah, shout out to Kylie Ray. I love me some Kylie Ray.
That's his girl right there.
That's my girl right there, Kylie Ray.
Yeah, but anyway, with that, what do you think they can do to improve, you know, just be on that main card, the main roster, the main mainstream spot with them, with WWE and AEW?
J. Harv, you go first on this one.
I feel like they need a better network, something more accessible, a bigger name. You know, TNT, USA, Fox. That's what they're competing against, and Access TV just isn't gonna really measure up to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like, because I used to watch it a lot back when they had the Dudleys on there, Mojo, AJ Styles, way back when it was, you know, the classic TN, when it was TNA. Used to watch that. And what held it back then, when they were actually closer to being a higher end company, they had like the production was really bad. The production was really amateur. And I feel like they fixed that now. It's not as hard to watch their matches compared to WWE or New Japan as it used to be. So really, I just feel like they need better marketing. Are going to need better investors. It's all outside of the ring. I feel like in ring, charisma, the actual personalities they put on the screen is there. They have to get back out there now, is what I feel like the biggest issue is.
Thanks. J-Bo, touch on your wrestling show.
I love Impact Wrestling. If you are on KTR on any platform, you will see how much I love Impact Wrestling. The thing with Impact and what they're finally doing right, which is what they went away from, is that now they're starting to be organic, okay? In the beginning, they was organic. They was their own entity. They was doing their own thing. Then, as the years went on, they started adding on these different guys and different people. They even brought in Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff to create a WCW 2.0 with all these big, giant factions that it just wasn't working for them. And then they was also trying to compete with the WWE by having shows on Monday nights, and they tried to compete with SmackDown. Like, they was doing everything wrong, which was pushing them away from who they really was. And that's what killed them off. And then they had to switch all these networks and the whole, you know, Dixie Carter thing. I mean, they was doing so many things that was not them. Now they're finally going back, okay, these are our wrestlers. You know, these are our guys. These are our shows. We're not trying to copy or do anything. We're just trying to be our own thing. So they're doing the right thing. But just like what what Jay Harv said, yeah, they definitely need a different network. No offense to Access, but they need something a whole lot bigger. They do need better marketing. They do need to get their name out there. They probably do need a good, decent name to come in to help push them out a little bit more. The thing is, they have everything that they need to really be up there. They just, as Big Harv said, is everything outside the ring. You can turn on Impact Wrestling and watch some good in-ring wrestling. You can see some good promos. Heck, even Wrestle House is entertaining as hell. The first time I saw that, I said, this is some crap. But then I kept watching. I love what Taya Valkyrie is doing. Even Tommy Dreamer can be funny at times, and you already know how I feel about Kylie Ray. I mean, they're using each wrestler, and even if it's good or bad, they're using their roster. So in every aspect, they're doing what a wrestling organization should do. They need to keep that, but just keep expanding on the outside as they're all on the inside.
Agreed.
Yeah, Impact is good, y'all. I love it.
Impact is good. If y'all do not watch it, I highly advise you to do so. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Yes, on either Twitch for free or Access TV, one or the other. Yeah, like I said, they got
Twitch. On Twitch, you're gonna have to deal with Melissa Santos' big head in the camera every 5 minutes. So that's the worst part. I'm sorry, Melissa, you are beautiful, but get your big head out the camera. Right? It's really distracting. That's on Twitch. That's only on Twitch, I believe.
Man. And look, y'all, and another thing with Impact, I have to give a shout out to Eric Young. Eric Young has been known for having great characters in TNA. Let me say that, in Impact Wrestling. But when he
had a great character in WWE. They trashed it. The whole faction was dope. They trashed it. They did that. That was on them. Eric Young, he kills everything. To your point, I'm agreeing with you, but Eric Young in WWE was just as good as anywhere else. WWE just didn't give him the right chance.
They did not give him the right chance.
I'm an Eric Young mark. I love Eric Young. That's a cold dude, man. I used to watch his little fishing show.
Yeah, shout out to him winning that title too at that.
But man, when his character right now is the definition of a real heel, especially what he did to what's his name? I forgot. Black dude. I forgot his name. He just retired because of a leg injury. What is his name?
Y'all know I'm bad with names.
Right, we ain't gonna ask hard real quick. He gonna look it up, say Russo.
I can't. But no matter what, he took him out and made Eric Young his own name stand out. And then he went on. Then he took out Eddie Edwards for the belt. Oh my God, his heel run has been
Willie?
great.
Was it Willie?
Wasn't Willie.
What are you talking about? It's on my mind. I can't think about it.
I cannot think of his name for the
he
heck
was
of
on
it. Him and Willie Mack tag team all the time.
Bro,
he was in WWE Cruiserweight.
That's why I say it's on 205 Live.
Yeah.
Oh, Swan.
Yeah.
Rich Swan.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to Rich Swan. Man, when he took out Rich Swan, it was like a very emotional night, and he just smashed it into the camera. It was great. I am loving what they're doing with the World Championship, with all the tag team championships. Shout out to Motor City Machine Guns coming back in as a great tag team. The X Division champion, we already shout out Chris Bay. I mean, everything is great right now. Oh, and Jordan Grace. Oh my gosh, shout out to Jordan Grace. Okay, I'm done.
You see how we keep up with Impact. Don't sleep. We're not just a WWE podcast or AEW. We cover everything. Trust and believe.
New Japan coming soon.
Don't worry. Yeah, New Japan coming soon by Big Harv. Trust and believe.
Climax. That's me. G1.
Now, touching on our final topic before we run out of time. So we might do a lightning round. We might not, but we just don't see. With that being said, this was a secret topic that I did not tell my co-hosts about because usually I give them the topic the day before, to warn them. So they get their, homework ready and everything. But this should be an easy topic for them because it's not necessarily about wrestling. It's not about any promotions. It's about a specific brand. And that brand is KTR. No Ropes Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
This question is about us. So with that being said, viewers and listeners, if you are still watching or listening to us, recently in the past week, we went viral. with a video that we made on the night of SummerSlam. Is that correct? SummerSlam?
Yep.
Yeah, on night of SummerSlam.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Yes, we made the Seth Rollins stomp video with the Kirk Franklin music in the background. If y'all haven't checked and watched, you may have seen it. But with that being said, it's garnered a lot of attention, thousands and thousands of views on connecting to all social media platforms. Probably over 70,000 views right now, personally, with multiple likes, multiple shares, everything, all that bag of chips. And like that experience was just crazy because it's never happened in that capacity. It's not the first time that we've made, funny content in the manner where it's gotten a lot of views or likes, because it has happened. But with this one, the attention for this video that we made was just different from any other video with that. And so I showed my mom the video and everything. She liked it and everything, and she like looking at all the attention that was getting from it, and saw all the views and all the attention getting, people saying thank you and this and that. Then got me thinking, what's next? What's next for KTR? Because with that right now, as I'm looking at us right now, we have literally shortly we've been active for basically, we're gonna say 2 months because it's about to be 2 months next week. We've been active with this podcast for 2 months, active on social media for roughly over a month. And with that being said, we've done a lot. I can personally say myself, we have done a lot. Gotten exposure, gotten recognition, gotten love, and everything. So my thing is, what's next? How can we continue to retain the attention that we've been gathering, for the past weeks that we've been active? What's next from here? Sky's the limit for real, honestly, because you never know what can happen. Because I'm gonna ride this till the wheels fall off. I promise you.
Oh yeah.
So with that being said, because I said we are right now, we're more than a podcast. We're more like a wrestling entity, a media entity with this stuff. I'm gonna say. And so with that, I just want y'all personal opinion. Like, what do you see with this brand going forward? What do you see with KTR podcast?
I see us having these same conversations with the wrestlers themselves. That's where I see us at, and not even just on on video virtual. No, I mean like us sitting with them and chalking up real talk with them and seeing their opinion. I want the real spiel from themselves. That's where I see us.
I agree. That's kind of the trajectory I see us on. We're getting a lot of recognition from the right people. That is really what's putting that in my head. That's in the near future for us, is actual interviews, actual more in-depth content from the horse's mouth type stuff. And I'm personally working on merchandise because we do have a lot of consistent followers, a lot of active people who enjoy what we do. So yeah, I think it's a bright future. Looking good.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I see like I said, I see interviews in the future. Like I said, we're just getting started. Y'all just be patient with us and just give us time, because we're gonna get there. Like I said, this is episode 8 right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
episode 8 is gonna be a big difference. Exactly, episode 8 is gonna be a big difference when we hit like episode 30, episode 50. Just remember that. But that be saying, like, I see interviews in our future. I see skits in our future. I see promotions in our future.
I'm down for some skits.
Exactly. I see promotional content in the future. I see a lot of great things within this group of guys that we got right here, because we are solid.
Absolutely.
We are solid. Like I said, we're on everything, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You find all our content, all the funny content on Instagram. I promise you. There's some good stuff on there. Twitter, that's all the
Instagram first. Yeah.
Yes, and Twitter's all the informative stuff. We got over 1,000 followers on there right now. Thank you. Thanks to all the followers out there. So yeah, so like I said, we are working. We will get there, and I have no doubt that us together, we're gonna make something happen with that. Cool. How much time we got left? We have 7 minutes. So we could do a quick lightning round if y'all follow the rules of a lightning round, not thinking. So with that being said, lightning round. I got this idea from Cheat Codes Podcast. Shout out to y'all, Cheat Codes Podcast, with this one. This one deals with entrance music. I want y'all to pick which entrance music do you like the best. So with this one, this topic is about wrestlers that made their own entrance music. And y'all going to pick between the three. Who you like the most? Keith Lee, Bask in His Glory, the NXT version. Remember that? R-Truth, What's Up? Or Naomi's Amazing.
See, this is why I hate lightning rounds, because I can't say things super fast. But I'm going to go with Keith Lee. With Keith Lee.
Why you do all the black people together, man? That's messed up.
The ones that because this is the present. I got one for the past. Don't worry, it's all right.
Okay. I'm definitely going with Keith Lee.
Or
I'm gonna go with the Truth.
I knew you was gonna go.
I'm going with Truth too. Yeah. I'm going with Truth because he actually raps it when he goes out. That's my thing.
So, yeah, but that is changed.
He had it a good 12 years and remixed it maybe twice. But yeah, Truth.
And also did when he was K-Quick when he was WWF to get rowdy. Yeah. All right, second one. This was for people in the past. We got Shawn Michaels with his Sexy Boy. We got John Cena with The Time Is Now. I wasn't going to do Thug Announce, but yeah, The Time Is Now. We got Big Show. Wait, did he actually make that song?
He did not. Everybody thought he did, but he did not.
He looked like he did. So you don't look like Big Show look like he be in the studio like,
yeah, he do.
I got one. I got a great one. Enzo, Soft. Yeah.
No. Okay. Shawn Michaels.
Which one? Which one of the three?
Shawn Michaels, definitely.
What was the second one? Because he killed me with this.
John Cena, My Time Is Now.
Yo, that Thugonomics beat was raw.
Yeah, Thugonomics. See, you said My Time Is Now. See, if it
was
Thugonomics.
That's what Thugonomics got the old school feel for us. So I know I hard like that. Time Is Now is like, I like that one.
That shit out of here. Oh, my bad. Yeah, Shawn Michaels, of course.
Okay. Next
and the Kurt Angle remix.
That's a good one. Yeah. Next one. I got the best faction entrance music. So I got Imperium, Undisputed Era, or New Day. If you don't pick Undisputed Era.
Thank you, Undisputed Era, definitely. Yeah, because
that's my favorite, obviously.
Nah.
I'm going New Day.
Nah.
New Day is my jam. That's the most gospel music I get in my life. So I'm going New Day.
Old school, Evolution, DX, or NWO?
Ooh.
I'm going Evolution. That was cold.
That's what I was going to go with, too.
I'm going to go with DX. I grew up on DX, man.
Yeah.
Shoot. All through middle school. Just telling everybody.
Right.
I thought DX was X. I thought X-Pac was singing that.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Next, we got tag team entrance music. We got Street Profits, Usos, or Viking Raiders.
Usos.
Yeah, if we're talking current entrance, Usos killing it.
Usos and they remix and add their voices to it, yes. But before
I mean, they've been around a while. They had a few different entrance music. So it don't matter.
All right, last one. Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, or Iconics.
Hardy Boys got
Dudley Boys.
Hardy
Boys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss Iconics theme song when they come in.
Y'all children. Hey, children.
High pitch.
Man, shout out to Billy Kay, man. I'm man. Shout out to Billy Kay. Shout out to Peyton Royce. Man,
dude.
That was my favorite, but yeah. But that is all the time that we have. Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 8 of Another Rose Podcast. Like I said, be sure to follow us on all social media platforms, KTR_podcast on Twitter and Instagram, Another Rose Podcast on YouTube and Facebook, and also follow us on all podcast platforms, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts. We're on everything at Another Rose Podcast. Please be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Subscribe, and turn on your notification bell, please, and thank you, yes, so you know when this episode comes on. But yes, that is all the time we have. This is Cinko, J-Bo, and Big Harv himself, and we are out.
Pump those numbers.
Yeah. Said I'm about to bring it back to the block. Like my pocket holds a packet full of rocks, and I'm packing me a clock. And my quick is the most hazardous of flocks that you couldn't count. A steady counting numbers from the raggediest couch. Take a pacifistic route if you're fearing the outcome. Bullets burn bitches, better warn her like Malcolm. X out your